An ideal football day in the Orange Bowl, Miami. The temperature just under 70 degrees. A slight wind blowing in favor of the team that will be defending the goal on your right.
Rick Weaver, Henry Barrow back at the Orange Bowl in Miami. Horst Newman will kick off, number 16. Back to receive the kickoff down here at the west end. To our left, Charlie Lee, number 23. And Mercury Morris, number 22. Lee has an average of 27.9 on the season in kickoff returns. Morris, 22.0. Here comes Newman's kickoff. He gets it high, and there will be no run back as he kicks it out of the end zone. So the Dolphins will start on the touchback. First and 10 from their 20-yard line, moving from our left to our right. Setting the Dolphins offensively for you. Reese, the quarterback. Briscoe and Warfield, the wide receivers. Mandich, the tight end. Morris and Zonka, the running back. Moore and Evans, the tackles. Kuchenberg and Little, the guards. Langer, the center. Defensively for the Bengals, Barry, Reed, Carpenter, and White across the front line. Beauchamp, Berge, and Avery, the linebackers. Parrish and Riley, the cornerbacks. Casanova and Craig are the safeties. Briscoe splits to the near side. Off to the far side is Warfield. First down for the Dolphins from their 20-yard line. On the snap, the handoff, Zonka rams over across the left side and gets out to about the 24-yard line. A second down and 6 coming up. The ball at the Miami 24-yard line. As Greasy brings his backs out, they are set in an eye. Warfield spreads to the far side, and Briscoe is set in as a slot man left. Now he comes in motion to the near side of the field. Here's a handoff. Morris will hold the right side. It closes in a hurry as he gets out to about the 28-yard line. A third down, we'll call it a long 3. The ball just between the 27 and 28-yard lines. Kick and Zonka are the split backs, and behind them, Warfield to the far side, Briscoe to the near side. Third down and a long 3. Greasy drops back to throw. Fires out of the backfield. Kick has got it. First down at the 34-yard line. Ken Avery, the right side linebacker, hit him, but not before he had cut the pass, and the Dolphins pick up the first down of the game. Greasy out to kick out of the backfield for a first down at the Miami 34. First down, Miami from their 34-yard line. Now here comes Briscoe in motion to the near side of the field. On the snap, here's the handoff to Morris. Starts inside, finds a hole, cuts outside of the 40, turns the corner, 45, and run out of bounds at the Dolphin 46-yard line. Mercury Morris. Run out by the left quarterback, Lamar Parrish. Morris picks up 12 and another Dolphin first down. He banged inside, got a good block from Larry Little and Norm Evans. They opened the hole. And then he swept outside, turned the corner to the near side of the field, and picks up 12 up to the Miami 46, a first down for the Dolphins. They set Briscoe outside this time to the far side. Warfield is a slot man to that side of the field. The backs are split in behind Greasy, waiting for the snap. Greasy drops the throw, looking left. Ball is batted down at the line of scrimmage by second-year defensive right end Sherman White, number 83. That incompletion brings up a second down and 10. Miami's ball from their 46-yard line. Second and 10, Miami from their 46-yard line. Moving from our left to our right. Greasy on the snap. Hands to Zonka. Quick trap in the middle. Digging and driving and bucking his way up to the 50-yard line. Goes Larry Zonka. Third down and 6. Another big conversion coming up for Greasy here to keep this drive alive. The ball at the midfield stripe. Bob drops deep to throw. Sets up. He fires down deep across the middle. It is caught by Warfield at the 30. Inside the 30 down to the 26-yard line. Goes Paul Warfield. The tackle by Ken Riley, the right cornerback. And Greasy rips the middle to Paul Warfield on a third down conversion. He hit him with a strike. Warfield got in front of the cornerback and was dumped immediately, but he held on to the ball.
And there again, Greasy watched that game yesterday because he was throwing underneath the zone. Well, Warfield stayed right under that zone, the ball right there to him.
24 yards on the pass completion. Greasy to Warfield. First down, Dolphins at the Bengals 26-yard line. Morris and Zonka the I-backs. Here comes Briscoe in motion to the near side of the field. On the snap, the handoff to Merck. Starts outside, cuts back to his right, into the 20, down to the 16-yard line. Runs Mercury Morris. Great blocking on the sweep to the near side. Kuchenberg, Little, Evans. Cooch really rappy-cacked one of the defenders. I'll tell you, that cast could be a lethal weapon. It weighs about 5 pounds. First down for the Dolphins. Down at the Bengals 16-yard line as Morris, who wound up the campaign, did not play last week, wound it up with 954 yards. runs for a first down. First down at the Bengals 16-yard line. Here's the handoff to Merck through the middle, puts his head down, and gets to about the 13. And that's all. Sherman White from the right side defensive end makes the tackle. The ball is marked at the 14, we'll call it. Give him a gain of 2. Bring up a second down and 8. Clock moving with exactly 10 minutes to go in this first quarter. This drive has now consumed some 5 minutes. Reese waiting for the snap on a second down and 8. He drops the throw. Sets up, fires. Warfield's got it. Touchdown, Dolphins. And look at the sea of white handkerchief. Magnificent, a deep slant. As deep as you could get with 14 yards to go. Warfield caught it at the 3-yard line. Bounced off a tackler and into the end zone for the score. His 12th touchdown of this season. The Premian will try the point from placement as Morrow will hold. Here's the snap. Set down. The kick is up, and it's good. The Dolphins now move out to a 7-0 lead with 9 minutes and 37 seconds left to play in the first quarter of this ball game. Dolphin football action continues from the Orange Bowl with a score: Miami 7, Cincinnati nothing. 80 yards, 11 plays. Greasy to Warfield, a 14-yard touchdown pass. Lamar Parrish and Bernard Jackson, 2 speedsters back to receive the kickoff from the Premian. Garrow gets it down at the 4-yard line, grabbed by Parrish on the near side of the 10, the 15 to the 20. Somebody better get him across the 25, and he's knocked down at the 27. A fine return by Lamar Parrish of some 23 yards. The tackle on the play made by Bruce Bannon on the Dolphins specialty team. What a game that youngster had last week against the Detroit Lions, playing at middle linebacker. The Bengals will start from their 27, setting the offense for you. Charlie Joyner and Isaac Curtis, the wide receivers. Ken Anderson, the quarterback. Bob Trumpy is a big one at 6'6", the tight end. The running backs are Essex Johnson and Charles Booby Clark. We'll give you the rest of them in a moment. First down, Cincinnati from their 27. Dolphins have drawn first blood on a perfectly executed greasy drive. Here's a handoff, counter play. Johnson, a big hole, 35 to the 40, and saving a touchdown was Jake Scott as he almost broke it across the 40 and was knocked off his feet at the Cincinnati 42. A 15-yard pickup, and Johnson is hurt on the play. He's limping off the field. Scott really hit him, but he busted it on a counter across the right guard and almost went the distance. He had running room, and Jake saved it. 15 yards, a first down. The rest of the offensive lineup is Lenville Elliott, a rookie. Number 36 comes in to replace Johnson. The tackles are Rufus Mays, Vern Holland, the guard, Howard Fest, Pat Matson. The center is Bob Johnson. Ken Anderson, the quarterback, a first down at the Cincinnati 42-yard line. The backs, Elliott and Clark. Elliott wears 36, Clark 35. Anderson back to throw his first pass. He swings it out of the backfield. It is caught by Clark. He is out of bounds. Down the near side. And let's see where they're going to mark the football. The Dolphins are hollering that he stepped out down here at the 45, and it looks from here as if he did, but the officials are not buying it. And they have a first down at the Miami 46-yard line. On the snap, here's the handoff. Booby Clark over the right side of the 40, down to the 35, dragging tacklers with him down to the 30, and the Dolphins defense had better get it together. Tackles are Monty Moore, Bob Hines, the ends, Vern Denherter, Bill Stanfield, the backers, Swift, Baldacani, and Cullen, the cornerback are Tim Foley and Johnson, the safeties, Scott and Anderson. On the snap, Anderson back to throw, sprints to his right, fires, it is caught, and belted out of bounds is Isaac Curtis. Now inside the 25, out of bounds at the 22-yard line. Isaac Curtis makes his first pass reception, and Anderson has really moved this football team. And as Henry remarked, they are moving the Dolphin tackles out of there. An offensive line. The Dolphins lead 7-0. 8 minutes, 6 seconds to play in the first quarter. A second down and 1 as Curtis picked up 9 yards. The ball at the Dolphins 22. Fans begin to set up the chant defense. They split Curtis off the far side. Elliott and Clark are the split backs in behind Anderson. From the Dolphins 22. Here's a handoff to Elliott. Hits the middle, and he gets to the 21. That's going to be close to a first down. Denherter grabbed him and wrestled him to the turf, and we're going to get a measurement for a first down at the Miami 21-yard line. They did not get it. They are about a foot shy. It'll be third down and a foot for a first down at the Miami 21-yard line. Waiting for the snap. Here's the handoff, and Bill Elliott hits the middle, and he's got the first down. A big hole of a right guard, and they get down to about the 17-yard line. Mike Pullen makes the tackle on the play. This Cincinnati offensive line not discouraged by the Dolphins' initial scoring drive. The Cincinnati offensive line has just shoved this Dolphin defense all over the field in this drive. First down for the Bengals. The ball at the 17-yard line in Dolphins territory. Here's Anderson dropping the throw. He has all day. Now he's going to have to sprint out. Fires a pass out of the backfield to Elliott. He is knocked down at about the 16-yard line. Knocked out of bounds at the 16. They get a yard. Mike Pullen is the fellow who got him. A second down and 9. Bengals from the Dolphins 16-yard line. Miami leads 7-0. Waiting for the snap from center is Ken Anderson. He drops straight back to throw. He dumps it out of the backfield again, back to the 25, and Elliott is caught and belted out of bounds at the 17. They lost the yard. Third down and 10 from the Dolphins' 17-yard line. Here is Anderson. Play fake. Drops the throw. Has time again. Firing deep. It is overthrown. Incomplete in the end zone. Pass intended for Isaac Curtis way over his head. And so they'll have to settle for a field goal as Muleman comes on the field. Dave Lewis, the punter, will hold a 25-yard attempt. Muleman, a right-footed soccer-style kicker, will try it. 21 out of 31 on the season. Here's the kick. He ends it up there, and it's perfect. It is good with 5 minutes and 38 seconds left to play in the first quarter. Dolphin football action continues from the Orange Bowl with a score of Miami 7, Cincinnati 3. Rick Weaver, Henry Barrow back at the Orange Bowl in Miami. That drive, 56 yards, 10 plays. Muleman kicks a 24-yard, is what they're going to call it, a 24-yard field goal. The Bengals get on the board, and the Dolphins lead 7-3. Mercury Morris, Charlie Lee back to receive the kickoff from Horace Muleman. Here he comes, gets it high, and kicks it out of sight again. That will be no run back, and the Dolphins, for the second time, fail to get a run back because Muleman has kicked the ball out of the end zone up against the screen down here at the west end of the field. So Greasy will start from his 20-yard line. They got both wide receivers, Briscoe and Warfield, split to the far side. Here's the handoff. Mercury through a hole in the middle. He is across the 25 up to the 26-yard line. Digging and driving and bucking his way for yardage, and we'll call it the 27. Second down and 3, Dolphins from their 27. Here comes Briscoe in motion to the near side of the field. On the snap, handoff, Zonka puts his head down and booms his way over left tackle. Gets to the 30-yard line, and that'll be close for a first down. First down, Miami from the 30-yard line. Zonka is a wingman to the near side of the field. Here's the handoff to Morris, cuts outside of the right, turns the corner, 35, gets to the sideline, 40, and is run out of bounds up the Dolphins' 43-yard line. Jim Kick has replaced Mercury Morris at a running back. First down, Miami from the Dolphins' 43-yard line. Here's Greasy, hands off, kick, hole left side, puts his head down, rams his way out to about the 48, perhaps the 49-yard line. Jim Kick behind Larry Zonka. Warfield split to the far side, Briscoe to the near side. Kick and Zonka split in behind. Bob Greasy, 2nd and 4 from the Dolphins' 49. Greasy drops the throw, fires out. It is dropped by Jim Mandich. Mandich had it in his hand, slanting out to the near side of the field and couldn't hold on to it. Here's a big play. Greasy 2 for 2 on third down conversions. He drops the throw. Fires out. It is caught by Kick down into Cincinnati territory. He's down at the 43. Good for a Miami first down. Briscoe is a wingman, and now Morris sets as a wingman to the far side. A double wing formation for the Dolphins. First down at the Cincinnati 43. Here's the pitch to Zonka. Sweep to the right, cuts back to his left. Gets to the 40. Dragging Kicker with him down to the 35-yard line. Rambles Larry Zonka. Ron Carpenter and Neil Craig make the tackle. For Cincinnati, Zonka booms for 8 yards. It'll bring up a second down and 2. Here's the handoff. Morris, big hole, right side, cuts outside, down the near side, 30, 25, hold out of bounds at the 24-yard line. Here's Mercury Morris, good for another Miami first down. First down for the Dolphins at the Bengals 24. Miami has been able to move the ball on the ground against this Cincinnati defense thus far in the ball game. And consequently, Greasy has been able to on-track his air game. Ready to go to work is Bob. He drops a couple of steps back. Pass is out of the 2 Mandich, 20, down to the 15, runs over a tackler, and is bolted out of bounds off the 11-yard line. Jim Mandich, run out by Ken Riley. But boy, did he give him a shot. Mandich caught the ball, slanting out to the far sideline. That's good for a first down. And then he just ran over Riley. and he's been taking a bruising. Riley was beaten by Warfield on that first touchdown pass. A minute and 44 seconds to go in the first quarter. Miami leads 7-3, knocking on the door again. Morris sets as a wingman left. Briscoe is a wingman to the near side. A double wing formation for the Dolphins. Hand off to Zonka. Pounds in over the right side and gets down to about the 8-yard line. Larry Zonka, the ball carrier. And we're going to get a flag on the play, and the first penalty of the day coming up, illegal procedure against Miami. The clock is stopped on the penalty with 1:41 left to play in the first quarter. Dolphins lead 7-3. Briscoe sets as a wide receiver to the near side. Split just a couple of yards. The backs, Morris and Zonka, are in an eye. Behind Greasy. On the snap, here's the pitch to Merck. Starts outside, cuts back to his left. He's going to get to, he's dragging people with him, and they haven't knocked him off his feet yet. He's going to get inside the 14 down to about the 13, and they were waiting for it that time, Beauchamp from the linebacker spot. The ball at the Cincinnati 13. Second down and goal from that situation. It is possible for them to pick up a first down here. Here's a drop play. Zonka through the middle, the 10, the 5, down to the 1. Does he score? He's right at the goal line. He's about a foot short. He did not score. Zonka boomed through the middle, and that should be good enough for perhaps a first down. As they put the ball right down on the 1-inch line. They're going to bring the chains in. I think it's going to be good enough for a first down. The Dolphins, as we said, could get a first down. It is. First and goal from about the 1 or 2-inch line. Zonka was stopped just a hair short.
And Wayne Moore has moved over from tackle to the other tight end spot. Doug Trusan comes in to play Moore's tackle spot.
That's the way the Dolphins will work without Marv Fleming when they need the power blocking up front. Jim Kick and Zonka are the running backs. The Dolphins with a first and goal down at the 1-inch line. The nose of that football just outside the goal line. Kick and Zonka set in behind Greasy. Waiting for the snap is Bob. Here's a handoff to Zonk. Pounds in across the right side. Touchdown, Dolphins. Wayne Moore, along with Larry Little, open the hole. They crisscross. And Zonka just put his head down and stuck his nose in there. That's for Larry as his first touchdown of the playoffs on the season. He picked up a total of 5 on the ground. So the Dolphins now lead 13-3 with 21 seconds left to play. In this first quarter, Garrow will try the point from placement. Morrow will hold down at the east end. 21 seconds showing on the board left to play in the first quarter. Snap set down. The kick is up. And it's good. Dolphin football action continues from the Orange Bowl with a score. Miami 14, Cincinnati 3. There's the gun. That's the end of the first quarter. Dolphin action continues from the Orange Bowl with a score. Miami 14, Cincinnati 3. It's a third down and 7. Bengals from their 21-yard line. Now here comes Curtis in motion to the near side of the field. A long count at the line of scrimmage. He sets as a receiver to the near side. Anderson with a deep drop. He sets up, fires across. It is almost intercepted by Nick Bonicani. He threw it into the ground. There was nobody around the ball. Essex Johnson was about 5 yards in behind. Booby Clark also, and the Dolphins defense holds. There's a little bit of a mix-up on that play call that time. The line of scrimmage, the 21, and back at the 5 is Lewis. Here is the snap. He gets it high. It is not too deep to the far side. It is caught on a fair catch by Jake Scott at the Miami 38-yard line. A 42-yard kick that time. Third down and 13. Miami has to get the ball just across the 50, along 13, to get a first down. The ball back at the Dolphins 37. Waiting for the snap from center is Greasy. He drops straight back to throw. He sets up, firing deep up the far side. Overthrown, intended for Briscoe, who was dumped at the 43-yard line. So Larry Seipel will have to punt for the first time this afternoon, and the Bengals, for the first time in this ball game, stop the Dolphin offense. Seipel will stand back at the 22, the line of scrimmage, the Miami 37. He gets a low end over end. This is returnable. It's grabbed by Casanova at the 20, starts outside to the left, turns the corner, 25, the 30, and he is driven out of bounds on the far side of the field at the 33. A timeout on the field. Dolphin football action continues from the Orange Bowl with a score. Cincinnati trailing Miami 14-3. The ball at the Cincinnati 38, third down and 6. Thus far, third down conversions. Anderson 1 out of 3. From the Cincinnati 38-yard line. Anderson on the snap. Drops deep, sets up, fires across the middle. It is knocked down, and There should have been interference called on that play, at least from here, and there was no flag drop. It was intended for Joyner, and the Dolphins defender, who has every right to the football, was rudely jerked to the ground. They broke it up. It's an incomplete pass, but no flag. Standing at the 23. Lewis gets a good rush, gets it high. Out of there, Jake Scott back at the 25, makes the fair catch for Miami. Back at the 25-yard line. And so the Dolphins will start from their 25, as Lewis got a good rush that time. Dolphins starting from their 25-yard line with 11 minutes and 22 seconds left to play in this first half. A 42-yard punt. There's a timeout on the field. Dolphin football continues from the Orange Bowl with a score of Miami 14, Cincinnati 3. Dolphins following the punt will start from their 25-yard line, moving from our right to our left. 11:22 to go in the first half. Miami leads 14-3. Here's the handoff. Morris finds a small opening, squeezes through on the left side, gets out to the 29. A second down and 6 for Miami. The ball from the Dolphins' 29-yard line. Reese up under center, barks the signals on the snap. Counter over the right side. Zonka finds a hole, squirts through to the 30, out to the 35-yard line. Larry Zonka. First down Miami from the 35-yard line. Waiting for the snap. Here's Greasy. Drops the throw. Has excellent protection, firing up the near side. It is caught by Jim Mandich, the tight end, coming across, and he's knocked down at the Miami 43-yard line. Second down and 2 for Miami. The ball at the Dolphins' 43-yard line. Zonka, trying to go over the right side, is stopped about a yard shy at the 44-yard line. From the Dolphins' 44. Here's the play fake. Greasy drops the throw. He is firing deep. Warfield is down there. He's down at 15, 10, down to the 7-yard line.
Warfield is hurt a little bit.
He hit the ground pretty hard, and I think he just had the wind knocked out of him. He's getting up all right. Casanova made the tackle, but Neil Craig, the strong safety, just had the pants beat off him. That was a deep, deep slant across the middle, and Greasy threw a bomb. Warfield hauled it in at the 15 and was grabbed by Casanova. At the 8-yard line is where they mark it. Warfield had the wind knocked out of him. He's all right. He's up. He's back in the huddle. Just a beautiful reception as Craig found out what it was to defense Paul Warfield. The ball is down at the 8-yard line as Warfield makes a reception that time of 50 yards. The first and goal for the Dolphins at the 8-yard line. The Bengals jump and flags go down. Here is the handoff, going to kick inside over the right guard, and he gets down to about the 6-yard line, but there are going to be flags on the play. And apparently it's going to be against Cincinnati for defensive offside. And the penalty puts the ball down at the 4-yard line. First and goal from the 4-yard line. Reese drops the throw. He fires across the middle. Warfield in the end zone, can't hold it. 7:42 left to go in the first half. Dolphins lead 14-3. Reese, the quarterback, has Morris and Zonka as the split backs, the running backs, and this time they will set in an I. Mandich and Moore remain in, along with Kusan, to give the blocking up front. Second and goal from the 4-yard line. On the snap, here's the pitch to Morris. Sweep cut back to his right. He is in for a touchdown. Humphrey Morris starting outside to the near side. To his left, the sweep cut back to his right and ran right over the middle linebacker, Bill Berkey, at the goal line. And the Dolphins now move out to a 20-3 lead, and the big play in that drive was that 50-yard pass from Greasy to Warfield. Garrell will try his third point from placement, and Morrow will hold. Down here at the west end of the field. 7:37 left to play in the first half. Snap set down, the kick is up, and it's good. Dolphin football continues from the Orange Bowl with a score, Miami 21, the Bengals 3. The Dolphins move that drive 75 yards, 7 plays. That pass from Warfield, from Greasy to Warfield, covered some 48 yards. Murphy Morris ran it in from the 4-yard line for a touchdown, and Yepremian will kick off. Deep down the far side is Lamar Parrish, number 20 to the near side, Bernard Jackson, number 23. 7 minutes, 37 seconds left to play in the first half. Here is the kickoff by Garrell. He gets it high. It'll be back in the end zone, and it's going to be down for a touchback by Parrish, and the Bengals will start from their 20-yard line. Third down and 10 for the Bengals from their 20-yard line. Anderson ready to go to work, waiting for the snap. He drops back to throw. Getting rushed. Here's the pass deep over the middle. Joyner is really upended. He holds onto the ball this time at the 38-yard line. A magnificent reception by Charlie Joyner. And he was cracked by Jake Scott. Heels over elbows that time. But he picks up enough yardage, 18 out to the 38, to keep the drive alive, and a first down for Cincinnati. 21-3 is the score. The Dolphins out in front with 6:55 left to go in the first half. Third down, 11. Dolphins from the Bengals from their 37. Here's the handoff, and pounding in straight ahead and getting out to about the 40-yard line is Elliott. And he does not get nearly enough for the first down. And the Dolphins defense, the no-namers, hold again. And so Dave Lewis will come in to kick. Listen to the well-deserved round of applause for the Dolphin defense. As we remarked earlier, they were pushed around a little bit in that first drive in which Cincinnati had to settle for a field goal, but since that time, they have kind of taken over. Scott, who has not had a run back this afternoon, has fair caught the ball on two occasions, is deep.
If Miami doesn't believe that Cincinnati's going to punt.
Lewis standing back at the 25, gets a good rush and gets it high off to the far side. Dick Anderson grabs it at the 30, the short man for the Dolphins, and gets a 2-yard run back to the 32-yard line. 4 minutes and 43 seconds left to play in the first half. Miami has really pushed the Bengals defense all over. Greasy has just chopped them apart like the surgeon that he is. First down for Miami from the Dolphins 32, moving from our right to our left. Briscoe, wide man near side. Warfield, slot man near side. Morris and Zonka, the split backs in behind Greasy. Dolphins lead 21-3. Waiting for the snap. Here it is. Zonka tries to penetrate the right side, and he gets a couple out to the 34-yard line. Bill Berge, the middle linebacker, sliding to his left, makes the tackle on the play. Gain of 2 for the Zonk. It'll bring up a second down and 8. Dolphins from their 34-yard line. On the snap, here's the handoff. Morris inside, cuts outside to the near side, turns the corner, 35, 40. He is out to about the 45-yard line before he is wrestled to the ground. Mercury running tough.
Mercury fumbled the ball, and Larry Little was right there to pop on it.
Morris comes up to the near sideline, shaken up on the play, and they put the ball down at the 43-yard line. Morris picks up a first down, but he is shaken up. First down, Dolphins from the Miami 43. Now kick, sets as a wingman. Dolphins in a double wing formation. Greasy drops back to throw, fires out, and it is intercepted. Craig, 45, down to the Dolphins 20, 15, 10, 5, touchdown, Cincinnati. Neil Craig, the strong safety. The pass was intended for Mandich, and Greasy is intercepted for a Cincinnati touchdown. Neil Craig picked it off back at about the 50-yard line and runs it back in 50 yards for a TD. That's for Greasy. He had only 8 intercepted on the season, did not have 1 run back for a TD, but that time he did. And that should buoy up the Bengals. As Lewis will hold, Muhlman will try the point from placement. Now 21-9. Neil Craig, the strong safety, intercepts Greasy and runs it in some 50 yards for a touchdown. Nobody near him. The kick is up, and it is good. So with 3 minutes and 26 seconds left to play in the first half, the Dolphins' lead is chopped down to 21-10. Morris is coming back in as one of the kickoff returners. Merck shaken up on that run he made just a couple of moments ago, and he's walking slowly back out to the kickoff return position along with Charlie Lee. Here is the kickoff from Muhlman. He gets it high, and he's been kicking him out of sight, and there will be no run back this time. This time it's out of the end zone again, down at the east end, and the Dolphins will start with the touchback from the Miami 20-yard line. On third down conversions this afternoon, Greasy is 4 out of 5. And that pass interception run back by Neil Craig for a touchdown really hurt. It puts the pressure on the Dolphins where they cannot relax. Of course, you can't relax against a team like this anyway, but perhaps they had. Who knows? They're down at 12. The ball at the Miami 18-yard line. Waiting for the snap is Greasy as Kick and Zonka are the split backs in behind him. He will hand off. Zonka finds a hole in the middle, booms out across the 20 and gets out to about the 24, but that will not be enough, and they will have to punt. Waiting for the snap is Sipe. Here it is. He gets the kickoff out of there, gets it high and long. A beautiful kick, backing up at the 22-yard line is Parrish. Tries to find the hole, cuts back to the near side, 25 to the 30. He is contained at the 34-yard line and dropped right there by Larry Ball. The Bengals with 1 minute and 46 seconds to play in the first half, trailing 21-10. They'll start from their 33-yard line. Curtis splits off the near side. The backs are Elliott and Clark. Hand off to Booby over the right side, and he gets to the 35, to the 36 maybe, and he is stopped right there. A gain of 3, it'll be a 2nd down and 7. Here is the play fake. Anderson back to throw. His clock breaks out of the pocket. Is dropped at the 39-yard line. Bill Stanfield makes the tackle as he was running with the football, trying to break out of a scramble situation. With 1 minute and 3 seconds left to play in this first half. Bengals with a 3rd down and 4 from their 39-yard line. Ken Anderson, the quarterback, ready to go to work. He drops back to throw. He swings it out of the backfield. It is caught by Booby Clark. He is shaking off tacklers, bouncing off people, still digging across the 40, and gets out to about the 45-yard line, and that should be good enough for a 1st down. Anderson ready to go to work. Drops deep to throw. He's being pursued from behind. Stanfield's got him and throws him to the ground. Back at the 39, and there's the first sack of the ball game as Stanfield fought off his blocker, who was the tackle. Coming in from the right side was Bill Stanfield, and he fought off Rufus Mays, the left tackle, and just grabbed the quarterback Anderson by the jersey and refused to let him go and tosses him for a loss back at the 40-yard line. Cincinnati calls a timeout with 25 seconds left to play in the half. All right, 2nd down and 15. Bengals ready to go to work from their 40-yard line. On the snap, Anderson drops back. Here comes Stanfield again, and Hines had a hand on him. Now he's going to run with the ball. 40, 45, 50, down into Dolphin territory. Down to the 40, down inside the 40 to the 48-yard line. Bob Hines had a shot at him and missed him. Stanfield was after him, and he runs and scrambles about as well as anybody and picks up a 1st down to the Dolphins' 39-yard line is where they're going to mark it. Anderson scrambling that time, picks up some 20 yards on the carry and gets a 1st down. And Cincinnati uses up their final timeout to stop the clock with 14 seconds. And Muleman will come in to try a field goal. And this will be an approximate 46-yard attempt. Dave Lewis, the punter, will hold. He'll kick it toward the east end of the field. 14 seconds left to play in the half. Dolphins leading 21-10. 46-yard field goal attempt by Horst Muleman, who's a right-footed soccer-style kicker. Waiting for the snap. Here it is. Set down. He gets the kick up. He's got the distance. And it's good. So the Bengals come to life here in this second quarter and now have cut the margin down to 21-13. And that pass interception on Greasy and the following run back by Craig for the touchdown looms bigger now. Morris is deep off to the far side. Down the near side is Charlie Lee. Here's Muleman's kick. He squibs it down the far sideline, and it's going to be rolling down at the 5. It is picked up, fumbled, bobbled around, a big pile up at the 4-yard line. Somebody picks it up for Cincinnati and runs it into the end zone. And do they call it a touchdown? The officials have not signified that it is or if Cincinnati even has the ball. Now they give us the signal that the Bengals have recovered. That was Mercury Morris trying to gobble the ball up. They should have let it roll and be downed. We still have 7 seconds to play. Cincinnati's come up with a football, and they have a 1st and goal situation at the Dolphins' 5-yard line. Really not heads-up football. Horst Muleman will come in to try another field goal, and Lewis will hold. This will be a 12-yard attempt. That was a squib kick. The Dolphins tried to get it. Morris, I believe, is the man who bobbled the ball around. It was Mercury back at the 5. It was a big pile-up. A Cincinnati player came out of it, ran it in, but it was not a touchdown. Ball had been blown dead, and they recover a fumble. Here is the kick. It is up, and now it is a 21-16 ball game. And the Dolphins turn it over on an extremely bad play by the Dolphins kick return unit, giving Cincinnati a life with 4 seconds to go before the end of the half here as they will kick off again. 12-yard field goal that time. Here's the squibber. It's picked up by the short man in the blocking wedge. That's Dick Anderson back there at the 20, 25. Cuts outside of the near side to the 30. And he's going to be knocked down at the 33 on the last play of the first half. They had Dick Anderson back there expecting that. He's sure-handed. So that's the end of the first half. And this has turned into a wild one. The score, Miami 21, the Bengals 16. Lamar Parrish, number 20, is deep off to the far side, and Bernard Jackson, 23, is deep down the near side. Down here at the west end to receive the opening kickoff of the second half from Garo Yepremian. Here's the whistle. He comes forward, gets the kickoff high. It is back in the end zone about 3 or 4 yards, grabbed by Parrish. He will not run it out. He downs it for the touchback, and the Bengals will start from their 20-yard line. The Dolphins have not been able to run the football back on kickoffs against Muleman because he has kicked it out of sight this afternoon. So Anderson will be the quarterback as the Bengals start, moving from our left to our right here in this third quarter. At third down and 11 for Cincinnati. The ball back at their 19. The Dolphin defense knows that they have to take the momentum of this ball game back. Joyner spreads to the far side. To the near side is Isaac Curtis. The backs are in an eye. An obvious passing down from the 19. Here is the play fake. Back to throw. Anderson fires across the middle. It is intercepted. Anderson, 45, 40, gets a block, 35 to the 30. He is hit and dropped at the 28-yard line. And a real collision down there. Dick Anderson. Boy, was he hit. He picked it off back at about the 45 and runs it into Cincinnati territory at the 28-yard line. Pass was intended for the tight end, Bob Trumpy. And Trumpy made the tackle. Anderson was really cracked. But the guy who tied the NFL record with 4 in a game, 2 run-ins for touchdowns against Pittsburgh, comes through again. That'll bring up a third down and 16 for the Dolphins. The ball at the Cincinnati 34. Jim Chick has come in. He and Zonka are the backs. A third down and 16. Dolphins from the Cincinnati 34-yard line. Reese on the drop. Drops deep. He steps up in the pocket, firing out to the far sideline. It is caught by Briscoe. A great reception, and he is down inside the 20 at the 18-yard line. He took that ball right off his shoe top. First down for the Dolphins down at the 18-yard line. Lamar Parrish was the cornerback, and there's nothing in the world that he could have done to prevent that one because Greasy dropped it right in as Briscoe was coming back for the pass, and he just dropped to his knees, hauled in the ball, and there was nothing the cornerback could do. They mark it at the 17. First and goal. Our first and 10 for the Dolphins at the Cincinnati 17. Morris and Drunka. The split back. Reese up under center, waits for the snap. Long count at the line of scrimmage. Hand off to Zonk. Hole right side, down to the 15. Inside the 15, still going. Down to the 10, down to the 9-yard line. Goes Larry Zonka. He picks up about 8 yards on the carry. It'll be a second down and 2. Second down and 7 to go for a score. 9:53 to play in the third quarter. Dolphins lead 21-16, trying to get another one. Kick and Zonka, the split backs. Behind Greasy. Greasy play fakes, drops the throw, fires the middle. Mandich has got it, a touchdown. Jim Mandich off the play fake, brush block, and then went into the end zone unmolested, leaving his man that he had just brush blocked free. And Greasy hit him with the strike for the 6 points. That is the same play on which Miami scored. Reese to manage against Minnesota last year. Yepremian will try the point from placement. Morrow will hold. 9:42 to go in the third quarter. Snap set down. The kick is up. And it's good. That drive keyed by Dick Anderson's pass interception. 28 yards in 7 plays. Dolphin football continues from the Orange Bowl with the score. Dolphins 28 and the Bengals 16. Anderson has not been able to go deep this afternoon against the variation on Dolphin zones.
Anderson's going to have to find some way to get a long pass on Miami because what's happening is the backs are coming out and then having to go back to get the ball. That's the only place they can find any room to catch passes.
The Dolphin pass rush has 1 sack this afternoon, but they are putting on enough pressure to throw perhaps Anderson's climbing off. The ball at the Bengals 27, third down and 3. Thus far, he is 3 out of 8 in third down conversions this afternoon. On the snap, Anderson drops the throw. He sets up, pumps left, fires out, incomplete. Incomplete. And he had good pressure that time from the Dolphin pass rushers. Intended for Goby Clark, and Anderson had to hurry the throw. So the Dolphins, no names, put the pressure on and force a punting situation. For the second time in this third quarter, Cincinnati is unable to get a first down. Line of scrimmage, the Cincinnati 27. Jake Scott is back as the deep man. Dick Anderson, the shallow man. Breeze, no factor, very light. Here's the snap. Here comes a rush. He gets the kick out of there. Not particularly deep. It's high. Fair catch called for and made by Jake Scott at the Miami 40-yard line. So the Dolphins will start from their 40-yard line with a score 28-16. 8 minutes and 30 seconds left to play in this third quarter. There's a timeout. Dolphin football continues from the Orange Bowl with a score, Miami 28 and the Bengals 16. Rick Weaver, Henry Barrow back at the Orange Bowl in Miami. 8 minutes, 30 seconds to play in period number 3. Dolphins lead 28-16. 33-yard punt that time by Lewis, and the Dolphins have the football starting from their 40-yard line. Warfield and Briscoe both split to the near side as they're moving from our right to our left toward the west end of the field. Morris and Zonka are the split backs. Here's a handoff to Mercury. Finds a hole in the middle, bouncing off tacklers, digging for yardage, and gets to the 45. On 2nd and 5, handoff to Morris. He is hit across the 46 and falls forward to the 47, moving to his right. Royce Berry, number 82, the left side defensive end, makes the tackle. 7 minutes and 39 seconds left to play in the third quarter. Here's a big third down conversion. 3rd down and 3 for Greasy. People jumping around at the line of scrimmage. Greasy back to throw, fires the kick out of the backfield, and he's going to be close to a first down if he didn't get it at the Cincinnati 49. Jim Kick, as Greasy has gone to him numerous times this afternoon on 3rd down conversion attempts out of the backfield, gets to the Cincinnati 49, and that is going to be very, very close. Let's see where they put the lead marker down. They made it by the length of the football from the Cincinnati 49. Here's a handoff to Kick, and he gets no place. It's thrown for a loss from the left side defensive end, Royce Berry, who came sailing through there like a shot out of a cannon. And he loses some 4 yards, as they mark it back to the Dolphins 47. 2nd down and 14. 6 minutes, 7 seconds to play in the third quarter. This one not over with. Dolphins lead 28-16. Greasy ready to go to work. Cincinnati, a fine defensive ball club. Marlon Briscoe and Warfield split off. Here's Greasy back to throw. Gets away from one rush. Here's the pass. It is caught by Warfield down in the Cincinnati territory at the 43, and he is hit and run backwards, but he is stopped at the 43-yard line. Greasy to Warfield picks up some 11 yards. Not enough for a first down. He was up under tremendous pressure that time. Ken Riley ran him out, and the ball is marked at the Cincinnati 43-yard line. That was about the best rush that the Bengals have put on today. They bring up a 3rd down and 4 for the Dolphins at the Cincinnati 43-yard line. Jim Kick, Larry Zonka, the running back. 5 minutes, 19 seconds to go in period number 3. 3rd down conversions. Greasy, very good percentage today, 6 out of 8. Sent on by the Bengals, back to throw as Greasy has time, firing deep up the middle. Briscoe can't get it, overthrown. Greasy wobbled that one out of there as he was under tremendous pressure, and Darrow is coming in to try a field goal. This will be an attempt of some 50 yards. Morrill in the hole. He's kicking with what breeze there is to his back down toward the west end. You're waiting for the snap. Here it is, set down. The kick is up. He's got the distance. It's gone! To use the white handkerchiefs again. Darrow has that one on target all the way. 50 yards. It's the 31-16. Timeout on the field. Dolphin football continues from the Orange Bowl with a score of Miami 31, Cincinnati 16. And the defense has just kept this Bengal offense bottled up in this third quarter. They have not been able to get the ball across their own 30-yard line. They have not even made a first down in the second half. 2nd down and 6. Cincinnati from their 24-yard line. Anderson ready to go to work. On the snap, he drops back to throw, has excellent protection, fires across the middle. It is knocked away. A fine play. Joyner was cutting across the middle on the deep slant. And Bob Matheson making the drop, I believe, got a hand on it and deflected it away up at the 40-yard line. Well, the Dolphins pass defense as Anderson has to go into that zone now, trying to get yardage. He's got to get field position. They're down in 6. The ball at the Cincinnati 24-yard line. 3 minutes, 56 seconds to go. Dolphins lead 31-16. Cincinnati does not have a first down in this second half. Third down conversions. Anderson 3 out of 9. He's got another one right here. He drops back to throw. Here comes Denherter after him. He gets around him, swings it out. Elliott out of the backfield at the 22. He's dragged out at the 27. And again, the Dolphins defense holds. Dick Anderson grabbing around the shoulder pads and wrestled into the turf on the near sideline. And again, the Dolphins defense holds. Let's give them a hand. What an effort by this Dolphin defense in the third quarter. The fans listening on their transit seats in the stands. 80,000 strong respond. Lewis back in the punt. He'll stand at the 12. Jake Scott is deep. Anderson shallow. Line of scrimmage. 27. Here's the snap. It's the kickoff. It's not relatively deep. It's high. Fair catch made by Scott at the Dolphins' 40-yard line, and Miami again has excellent operating position from their 40-yard line. With 3 minutes and 4 seconds left to go in this third quarter of this contest. The Dolphins doing all the scoring, leading 21-16 at halftime, have come out and have scored 10 straight points. All right, Greasy ready to go to work. Briscoe splits to the near side. Warfield is the slot man near side. Morris and Zonka the split backs. Dolphins moving from our right to our left. First down from the 40. Here's a play fake. Greasy swings it out. Briscoe set up, halfback action pass, goes along the downfield. Warfield, he's got it, makes a tremendous check, and it's picked off. Casanova stole the ball, and Warfield is injured. It appeared that Warfield had the ball, but Casanova took it right away from him and was dumped back at about the 16. And Warfield is shaken up on the play.
It looks like Warfield is holding his left wrist.
Unfortunate, as they tried the halfback option pass, a variation of the flea flicker in which Greasy swings a backward or lateral pass to Briscoe on the near sideline, and Warfield was down, Casanova covering on the play. They battled for it. The ball was taken away from Warfield by Casanova, and Warfield hit the ground, and there's a timeout as Warfield is shaken up. Warfield gets up, and they're bringing him over to the sideline, and they're going to take him right into the dressing room. Right into the dressing room, and this could be an indication of an X-ray or something of that nature. The ball at the Bengals 18. Second down at 8. 2 minutes, 23 seconds to play in the third quarter. Dolphins with a 31-16 lead. Anderson ready to go to work. Bengals do not have a first down in this third quarter. He's got to throw. Fires one across the middle. Caught by Elliott. He's out across the 25, 30 up to the 34. And there is the first down of this third quarter and of the second half for Cincinnati. Clock moving with 1 minute and 47 seconds left to play in the third period. Curtis split off the near side. Here is Anderson. Play fakes. He's going to get hit, and he is dumped for a loss. Back to the 29. And in on top of him with a great effort was Bob Matheson blitzing from the 53 defense. Matheson dumped him for a loss back at the 29-yard line. And that's the second sack of the quarterback for the Dolphins this afternoon. A loss of some 5 yards, and will bring up the second down and 15 situation for Cincinnati. This Dolphin defense has been magnificent all year, and they have gone to work after being shoved around on the first drive. Early in the ball game today, they have really gone to work. Ready to go to work is Mr. Anderson on third down conversions. He's 3 out of 10. They need 6 yards for a first down from the Cincinnati 38-yard line. On the snap, he will drop the throw. He fires out to the near side and out of bounds. And they call it incomplete. Charlie Joyner, the receiver, was over the sideline when he caught the ball. The official right on top of the play said you did not have both feet in bounds. It appeared, first of all, that he had caught the pass and had a first down at the Miami 49. But the official on top of the play said, no, you were out of bounds when you caught the football. And back is Lewis standing at the 23-yard line. Here's the snap. He gets the kick out of there. It's a low spiral. Scott will run it back. 25. Shakes the tackle at the 30. Bouncing off people. Gets to the 30, and that's all. 5-yard return by Jake Scott. And the Dolphins start from their 29. With 4 seconds left to play, Ron Sellers has come in, replacing Paul Warfield at the wide receiver spot. Just as soon as we got a report on Warfield, we'll pass it along to you. Sellers is split to the near side. Briscoe to the far side. Dolphins lead 31-16. Time for one play in this third quarter. Bob Greasy, the quarterback, waits for the snap. Here's the handoff. Mercury Morris. Big hole. 35, 40. Out across the 45 and knocked down at the 47-yard line by Tom Casanova, the safety man. Mercury Morris works through. And that's the end of the third period. Dolphin football action will continue from the Orange Bowl with a score: Miami 31, the Bengals 16. All right, the Dolphins is ready to start the fourth period, moving from our left to our right. Lead 31-16. Have a first down at the Miami 47-yard line. Twilly is split off the far side. Here's the handoff. Zonka starts outside of the near side, cuts back to his left, puts his head down, and rams his way up to the midfield stripe. Sherman White, the defensive end for Cincinnati, makes the tackle on the play. Second down and 7, Miami's football at the midfield stripe. On the snap, Zonka finds nothing in the middle, gets a yard. Trying to boom his way straight ahead, and he is stacked up after a gain of a yard. Jim Kick will come in and replace Mercury Morris in the offensive backfield. Ron Carpenter made the tackle on the last play. The ball is at the Cincinnati 49-yard line. It'll be a third down and 6. Greasy on the snap. Still waiting. Now he hands off. Flag goes down. Here's the trap. Zonka finds a big hole. He's got the first down inside the 40 down to about the 39, but people were moving. And it's going to be against Cincinnati for defensive offside, so the Dolphins will take the gain. Al Beauchamp was back in there, and the linebacker made the tackle on Zonka. Here's the handoff. Kick, trying to find a hole on the left side, and he's having problems. He gets to the 35. Warfield appears to be okay. He is running out to the near side bench. Here's the handoff. Zonka trying to get outside to the near side is tossed for a loss. Waiting for it again, Ron Carpenter. The left side defensive tackle, and Zonka loses 3 back to the Bengals 38. That'll bring up a third down and 10. Now, Greasy has had great success with third down conversions today. Third and 10, Dolphins from the Bengals 38. Here comes the blitz, the handoff, going to Kick, and he is stacked up. Lost a yard back at the 39, and so Garrow will get a chance to kick a field goal. Bill Berge is the man who wrapped him up. The ball is at the 39, and Garrow with Moreland to hold. This will be a 46-yard attempt. Waiting for the snap. Here it is, set down. The kick is up. He has the distance. It's gone! Yepremian right on target this afternoon. And Garrow gets his second in the ball game. Both extremely long yardage, 50, and this one 46 yards. So it's now a 34-16 score. Timeout on the field. Dolphin football action continues in a minute. The score: Miami 34, Cincinnati 16. The Dolphins now are the highest scoring team in the NFL playoffs this year with 34 points. First down for Cincinnati. The ball at the Bengals 30-yard line. 9:43 to go. 34-16. Here's Anderson with the deep drop again. He fires out of the backfield. Great catch, and Joyner is the man who caught the ball and out of bounds at the 45-yard line, down the near sideline, up at the Cincinnati 45. And that will be good enough for another Cincinnati first down, their third of the second half. The ball at the Cincinnati 43, third down and 12. Here is Anderson, back to throw. He sets up, fires in the middle, caught by Elliott in the Dolphins territory, shakes the tackle at the 45 and is knocked down. Right there. Perhaps his progress carried him to the 44, but that's all.
You know, unfortunately for the Bengals, this is a very time-consuming drive, and that's not what they need at this point in the ball game. They need to get quick scores.
A long incompletion brings up a third down and 10 situation with 7 minutes, 33 seconds to go. Here comes Anderson back to throw. He is being pursued. He is caught, breaks out of the pocket, and dropped for a loss. A fine tackle from behind, good coverage, and pursuit by the Dolphins. He is dropped back at the 50-yard line. So that brings up a fourth down situation. And this takes him out of field goal range. Lewis will be the punter. And he will stand as the line of scrimmage is the midfield stripe. He will stand at the 35. He gets the kick out of there. It is not particularly deep, angling for the near side coffin corner and bounces into the end zone and out for the touchback. So the Dolphins will start from their 20-yard line, a 50-yard punt that time by Dave Lewis. The Dolphins lead by a 34-16 margin. There is a timeout on the field. Dolphin football action continues in a minute. The score, Miami 34, Cincinnati 16. All right, Dolphins ready to go to work from their 20-yard line. Moving from our left to our right. 7 minutes to go. Miami leads 34-16. Warfield and Briscoe are the wide men. Here's the handoff to Mercury Morris. Works through a hole on the left side, digging out to the 25-yard line. Goes the Merc. Unofficially, that puts Merc over the 100-yard mark. He's carried 19 times for 103 yards. Second down and 5 for Miami. The ball at the Dolphins' 25-yard line. Here's the pitch to Morris. Sweep to the near side behind Little and is run out of bounds after a 3-yard gain at the 28-yard line. No flags. Apparently, the man who jumped got back. Third down and 2 from their 28-yard line. Greasy with this count at the line of scrimmage. Hands to Zonka. He's got the first down, spinning and driving over the right side, out across the 30, gets to the 32. Here's the handoff. Kick. Hole left side. 35, 40, 45, 50. Down to Cincinnati's 45 to the 41-yard line. Jim Kick. Casanova and Craig right into the ground. The Dolphins score now, just about take it out of reach, if it isn't already. Jim Kick busted one off the left side, a big hole, and just carried people with him from the 50 down to the 41. So Kick gets a first down to Cincinnati's 41-yard line. Kick picks up 27 yards on the carry for the Dolphins' first down to the Cincinnati 41-yard line. The backs are in an eye. Reese hands to Zonka, rams the right side and gets to about the 40, and that's all. Second down and 9. Dolphins from the Cincinnati 40-yard line. Kick and Zonka, the split backs in behind Greasy. Here's the handoff. Kick the same play over the left side. He's got good yardage inside the 35, down to the 32-yard line. The ball is at the Cincinnati 32. It'll be about a yard away. Clock moving with 3:25 left to play. Dolphins lead 34-16. Kick and Zonka, the split backs in behind Greasy. Here's the handoff. Kick over the right side. He's got the first down inside the 30 to the 28. First down at the Cincinnati 27. Greasy hands off to Zonka. He's over the left side and gets to about the 26, and that's all. Sherman White, the defensive right end, makes the stop. There was a question as to which way this game was going to go near the end of the half because of a couple of Dolphin mistakes. A pass interception and a fumble recovery at the 5-yard line, which was converted into... Here comes Zonka out. Gets a well-deserved round of applause. He's had himself a great effort this afternoon, blocking and carrying. But in this third quarter and in the second half, the Dolphins' defense left no doubt as to who was the superior team. The first half featured just great drive. 2-minute warning. Dolphin football action will continue in just a moment. The score, 34-16, Dolphins out in front. The running backs are Jim Kick and Don Nottingham. Greasy remains the quarterback. Second and 9 from the Bengals 26 with 2 minutes to go. Here's the handoff. Kick finds a hole in the middle, puts his head down, rams his way inside the 20. Still digging and driving, gets down to about the 18-yard line. The ball at the 19-yard line. Third down and 1 for the Dolphins at the Bengals 19. A minute and 20 seconds to go. Dolphins lead 34-16. They got Moore and Mandich in there as the two tight ends, Wayne Moore. Here's the handoff, going to Kick. He's got the first down inside the line of scrimmage down to the 17 to the 16-yard line, and he was bent double. And Tom Casanova made the tackle on the play. Kick, I believe, is shaken up. Charlie Lee will come into the ball game, and Kick comes out limping again. Earlier he had a limp, but he's coming out under his own power. The Dolphins' depth, again, a factor in the success of this team this year, as it was last year in the perfect 17-0. Sellers puts to the far side. They set in tight. Nottingham and Lee, the backs. First and 10, Miami from the Bengals 16. A minute and 5 left to play in the ball game. Miami against Oakland. Here's the handoff. Over the right side goes the bowling ball. Nottingham as he squirts through down to about the 12. The Dolphin defense has to be given the credit here in this third quarter. A lesser team, a team with lesser poise, could have let those quick points near the end of the half, the mistakes that Morris made and the pass interception, get to them, but not the Dolphins. The pride and the poise, which Al Davis likes to use for his Oakland Raiders, has shown forth again for this Dolphin defense, which has has to be the greatest in professional football today. They have just slammed the door in the Bengals' face in the second half. Earl Morrall now comes in for Greasy at the quarterback spot. The ball at the Cincinnati 12. It'll be a second down and 6. 32 seconds. Shula will not try to run up the score on his old coach, Paul Brown. Here's the handoff, Charlie Lee. But let's see what the players do. Charlie down at the 10, spins off a tackle at the 5. He's digging for the end zone. Knocked down at the 3-yard line. The players want to get that score. The ball is down at the 3. The clock moving with 10 seconds. They're not going to get another playoff, however. The Dolphins have won, and they're back in their third AFC championship game. Will defend against the Oakland Raiders here. 12:50 on WIOD next week. And what a ball game that could be. Don Shula over, shakes hands with Paul Brown. And the final score as Miami racks up the Bengals 34-16.